The story really began sometime during the late Pleistocene era. It was a very different world then. Humans would not arrive in North America for at least 40,000 years. Giant sloths and mastodons roamed the continent, and vast bald cypress forest flourished along what would become Alabama's Gulf Coast. But things were about to change. Climate warmed and sea level rose, submerging the ancient forest beneath the waves and covering it with a protective layer of sand and peat, which kept the wood in a state of suspended animation.
The ancient forest remained undisturbed for some 60,000 years until only recently, when the violent hurricane waves scoured the seafloor, uncovering the prehistoric coastline, which now lies 8 miles out to sea and 60 feet beneath the surface of the Gulf of Mexico.
When exposed from their protective covering of sediment, the ancient trees were neither petrified nor decayed, but instead were preserved. In many instances, the ancient stumps are still in their original positions, rooted to the seafloor. The wood is so fresh and intact that shipworms and other modern-day marine organisms that eat wood can still feed on it. And other organisms that normally burrow in and settle on modern driftwood can still make these ancient trees their home, creating one of the most unusual marine environments ever discovered.
One of the most remarkable aspects of the Alabama sunken forest is that we know we have only glimpsed a tiny portion of what's out there. Even now, as we dive, we always keep an eye out for new species that have never been seen before. We also know that there is so much more to discover in the genetic material of these specialist creatures that rely on underwater wood for their very survival.